Islam will never be the same as red pill, and red pill will never be the same as Islam. You look around and it's like, oh, are you alpha? No. Oh, then by definition you're beta. Are you red pill? No. Okay, then you're blue pill, or you're an omega or a delta. Like, bro, what does this even mean? Like, you're so caught up in like arbitrary terminologies to label yourself as in terms of your energy. Like, bro, just we have ghira, we have protective jealousy over women folk. But you're red pill, you're dayuth. You're gonna read some red pill scripture by some author that says, "Don't ever show your woman you're jealous." So your girl comes and she says, "Oh, your wife," but you know you might be dating around if you're red pill and not Muslim, and she's gonna say, "Hey, I'm gonna go to the club, babe," and you're gonna feel that little your fitrah, what's supposed to be functioning in order, it's gonna make you jealous. It's gonna make you not want to let her go. You're gonna read one of Rollo Tomasi's books telling you let her go, and then you're gonna be in your house crying like a little kid wondering where she is and why she hasn't texted you back. And essentially, why even go through that situation? Why even make yourself not want to seem insecure? Just stop worrying about what you should look like or act like to be a man and just be a man. I got a couple thoughts, bro, but I want y'all to go first.
You should go first.
You know why I don't want to go first, bro? I think what I'm gonna say is gonna be very diplomatic and balanced, so I think it'll be a good conclusive thought.
All right, that's fair. Bismillah. I want to talk about a point you mentioned before, and I think it's actually a really good point about kind of when you put it all on the women, you take the responsibility away from the men. And I think that's very true, and that is definitely what's happening nowadays. Men are not being held responsible for their women, and they're not taking their role as being a man very seriously nowadays. And nowadays, all the blame, I would say, predominantly most of the blame is being put onto women, and that's why you have branches of red pill that are just basically anti-women. The second thing I want to say is that I feel like nowadays with red pill and how it's being propagated is failing from the very beginning, because the very beginning predominantly is always based on this, how a lot of people get into red pill. It's usually in regards to getting women. Now that's already a failure, especially from an Islamic perspective, because now you're making the goal just getting women.
Yeah.
And everything that branches off of that, comes off of that, is also just going to be a failure. It's not going to lead to anything good.
Yeah. You kind of said what I was gonna say,
Yeah.
in the sense that, like, if someone is operating off this red pill guideline, it only adheres to a hedonistic life. It only adheres to a materialistic life. Whereas, like, when you're following it, again, it adheres to that. It makes sense. If you live materialistically, if you live hedonistically, it makes sense. Okay, make as much money as possible. Look the best that you can possibly look. Get as many women as you can. Spin as many plates as you can. Don't worry about getting married. Don't worry about having kids. Don't worry about doing any of this stuff. Listen, like, just have with the women and then throw them to the curb. Like, it makes sense if you are in a hedonistic lifestyle, in a materialistic lifestyle. But once you transcend that, once you wake up to the reality of, like, why we really are here, like, what the purpose is, and you can no longer function off that. Like, if you tell a Muslim right now, hey, make as much money as you can, look the best that you can, okay, like, that's nice. But if you don't have taqwa, if you aren't hitting your prayers, if you aren't spiritual, what's the point of it all? It's like Sabur. He said it in I think the video we all made together, where he was saying that, like, it's as if someone's holding up this, like, dead animal, and they're enticing you, like, yo, like, look at this, like, you really want this, right? Like, this right here, this is gonna do it for you. And then you think to yourself, man, like, yo, this right here, this bottle, this liquid in this bottle is gonna solve all my problems. I'm gonna feel good. I'm gonna forget all the issues that I have. I'm gonna feel real nice. Don't worry, this is just water. It's not alcohol. But they present this bottle to you, and you're like, maybe that bottle is gonna solve all my issues. And then you go into it, and then you realize once you're too far gone, like, oh, this was empty. This didn't have the answers that I was seeking. So again, it's like these red pill guidelines. It doesn't work. It don't. It's like it's this level, and then once you transcend that, you can no longer work at that level. So I pray, and I'm gonna make dua that the Creator opens the hearts and the ears of people watching this video who are operating at that red pill level, so they can transcend and come to the reality and come to the truth.
I've been seeing Kevin Samuels from like 2000 and I believe 17 or 18, and I remember like seeing pictures of him like with like Louis bags, and and it just seems like you're just chasing this materialistic lifestyle. I feel like a lot of this demographic also subscribes to rap music and hip hop, which as a whole just pushes this narrative that to be successful, you need to live a materialistic life. You need to flaunt these as trophies and medals in front of everyone else, and whoever has more therefore has higher value. And I think the myth of this high value man, I do believe in high value men, but I'm saying the myth of the high value man so much as to say that he's equated to by his money, right? Because it's not just money that makes you a high value man, but this whole thing does come from subscribing into this materialistic world, bro. So I agree with what both of you are saying. I also understand that Kevin Samuels and a lot of these red pill YouTube channels, they all have the same trend that they're coming from a place of hurt. Now, is there something wrong with that? No, because we all have our journeys. But when you keep preaching a message to men and women, but predominantly men, about your message, about your personal journey of why you were hurt, and you hyperimpose that into every single situation, it's not gonna work out, bro. It's not realistic. Like you can't help but to come out with this one way of looking at the world, this one lens. There's no black and white. There's no nuances. There's no gray. You know what I mean? Like I hear a lot of these black men. They preach about this black woman that they would devote their love to, give money to, give gifts to, and then she did them dirty or she cheated on him. Okay, like do you think that's like all women? Do you think that's gonna be every single woman that you come across? No. But what happens is now you're gonna hyperimpose that into every single situation and be like, oh, all women cheat, or all women are like that. That's dangerous, bro. And I think that's immature. And when you come from that type of mental point of origin, it's fallible, bro, because you're operating with rules from observations that you've made as a human being, which is subject to error. And you're not using divine guidance. You're not using something infallible. Now, if you guys watching our channel and you just found us out, you have a problem with believing in God or you don't even believe in God, check out our episode 1 and 2 and then 5. Start there. But in terms of red pill, the red pill gives you a way of life. It has its truths and it has its lies and things that they didn't get right. Why not subscribe to something that doesn't have any lies, any inconsistencies? It's just perfect. It's just completely pure, unadulterated from the creator. And when you vibe with it, you'll know you vibe with it because it's in you to vibe with it. We call it the fitrah. And we're starting a YouTube series, or at least an episode, with a YouTuber by the name of Hamza, who's lived this hedonistic lifestyle that Anha was talking about. We're not here to air his sins, but he's lived a life where he regrets it, and he's seen the outcome that it leads to. And he wasn't really on deen, and now he's getting interested into it. He wants to learn more about Islam. He's gonna come on our channel, and we're gonna chop it up. But essentially, that's all it led to. It just leads to equating your self-worth to how well you do with women. And I think, bro, as a man, there's so much more. But at least as a human being, especially, like there's so much more than just how sexually appealing you are to the opposite gender.
Yeah, bro. And think about it like this. All right, let's say we are on this journey, and at the end, it's the most beautiful thing that you're ever gonna see. Whatever it is that you want that to be, that's what it is. All right. But somewhere along the line, as you're going through this journey, you stop maybe a quarter of the way, maybe halfway there, maybe even 75% of the way. You stop and then you say, you know what? I don't need to make it to the end. I think this is perfect just the way it is. Even though you know that the end, like, it's completely different. All right, that's what red pill is. Red pill is, it's an awakening, Because most dudes who come onto red pill, I speak for myself here personally, you're waking up from this false reality that you were living prior, right? But once you start waking up, it's like it's like you learn something for the first time. Let's say someone's learning how to dance. Let's say someone's learning how to perform a barbell bench press or a deadlift or something, right? You're learning something. When you learn something for the first time, it's an awakening. You had no idea prior, and now there's steps in this awakening. There's steps in this learning process. You learn the steps, and then you can start doing this thing. You start to excel at what you're doing. But in order to truly master what it is that you're trying to learn, you have to stop thinking about the steps. You have to stop being obsessed and only going to these main steps that you learned in order to move on to the next thing, to transcend. And that's what the red pill is, bro. The red pill is like these steps. You're learning the dance moves, you're learning the steps, but in order to really be good at dancing, you have to be able to let go and stop thinking about the steps. So for people on red pill, if y'all are waking up, y'all are just learning the steps, that's all right. Do what you got to do, but understand that this isn't the end of the journey. The next step, I'd say even the final step.
And bro, all
it
these
goes
men
to Islam, bro.
Yeah, all these men have been weak all their life. They've been plugged into this matrix that paints like this false idea of what intersexual, I guess, relations are like. And they finally find the red pill and they're like, yo, I've been blue pill all my life, quote unquote. And they're like, okay, this is something real. This is something that works. It works sometimes, but who does it really work on? Does it really work on God-fearing women? Anghel, bro, that was too real for Anghel, so he just had to step out to get a quick breath. But I'm gonna continue nonetheless. Bismillah. My contention is this, bro, and perfect. You came back right when I was gonna start my point. You see red pill, and it pretty much, in my opinion, right? It's low value solutions or high value solutions for low value women. Okay, what I mean by this is this: you'll find the video, how to not get your girl to cheat on you. You know, and it says do all these things and she'll stay into you and she'll focus on you. It's like, bro, if she followed Islam, the fact that she would cheat on you wouldn't even be in the equation. Does it happen? Of course. I'm not gonna deny it happens with women and men that are Muslim. But here's the thing. Is it the way it's supposed to be if they're God-fearing women? No. But it's like you need this instruction manual to be like, okay, how to get her to not cheat on you or how to get her not to flirt with other men. Bro, in Islam, there's no free mixing. That's not even in the equation then. You get what I mean? So it's like, it's high value solutions for low value women. Or, you know, vice versa. Feminism is a solution for women to basically get simps wrapped around their fingers. And it's like both of them deal with low value people. And I think like if you want to play that game, go for it. But understand that feeling you got when you first came into red pill from being, you know, blue pill all your life, and you finally found something that's real and you think it's like it's legit, that's the feeling that you kind of have that self-fulfilling prophecy. You have that confirmation bias. That's what we call it in psychology. So you're going to continue being subject to seeing this as the measuring stick of objective reality until you begin to realize that, okay, maybe I might want to humble myself and realize, okay, what if there's something else out there? What if red pill is not like the final level, but it's like level 2? And then level 3 is objective reality. It's divine law and guidance.
Bro, it ain't even the truth either. Like, think about what the red pill is. It's supposed to be the truth. But how can the red pill be the truth when it's just everyone who's been on red pill, the people who started red pill, they're just kind of trying to figure it out as they go. You feel me? So like they might understand something now, this concept now, and a few years from now, that concept may change. Right? Like right now in red pill, it's said to not be jealous. Don't be jealous over your woman. Wait till you actually learn what that is. The hira.
The hira.
Yes.
Red pill creates dayuth men. Change my mind.
Yeah.
Like straight up, bro. I don't hate every single red pill culture, hate the whole, you know, movement and despise them. Like I understand where they're coming from. Just like I can't like do I think some feminists are ridiculous? Of course. But do I hate them? Like to the point where I think like there's no saving them? No. Like we need to understand where they're coming from. A lot of Muslim women today are feminists because their fathers, who were supposed to follow the deen, they were having, I guess, unequal bias on women and their daughters, and they created this weird household dynamic where women were, I guess, actually oppressed, or they were, I guess, equated to how a man should be in terms of success. Like you need to get that PhD, you need to do this, and they corrupted their fitrah. And today, that's what you see. Like it does happen both ways. So we're just trying to get you guys to open your eyes to, like,
Yeah.
the nuances in life, and that's what Islam opens your eyes to. Islam doesn't say you're average at best, so just f off, like you're never gonna get married, just push you to the side of the curb. Islam says, okay, cool, if you're divorced, okay, like, it's sunnah to marry a divorcee, it's sunnah to marry a virgin too, but it's a sunnah to marry a divorcee or a widow, and you should do that. You could do that. This is what happens to those women. It's not like they're just gonna be discarded like trash and they're never gonna get married. Just because so be it. No one wants to marry you. It's a solution, and I think Islam is solution oriented, and Red Pill is a little problem centric.
Yeah, yeah. I just want to add to that. You only need a solution when there is a problem, right? Yeah. Islam is more preventative. Islam is the solution to all problems, but it's also the prevention of all problems before they even come. You only have problems like this in the type of society that we live in. And don't you guys think it's kind of funny that the basic ideology of the society we live in is based on people going for what they desire? And with the red pill movement, the things that are supposed to get you women are just happen to be the things that you desire. So it's all just desire oriented. People desire wealth and fame and status and money, right? And society's amplifying that. And now with the red pill movement, they're saying if you want women, which is already what you desire, then just go for all the other things that you already desire. And it's like it's so circular that like it's gonna cause you to faint one day. It's kind of, well, that's how circular it is. You're gonna run in this rat race, which is a common phrase, until you die, essentially.
Listen, Muhammad Hijab made a debate with Mehdi Tijani that we upload on our channel to get more reach for that. And what I realized was, Muhammad Hijab saying that red pill is prescriptive. He's right. Prescriptive meaning it's trying to become an ideology, a deen in a way. It's not complete, but it's trying to be. And the proof is in the pudding. Like you look around and it's like, oh, are you alpha? No. Oh, then by definition you're beta. Are you red pill? No. Okay, then you're blue pill. Oh no, but or you're an omega or a delta. Like, bro, what does this even mean? Like you're so caught up in like these little arbitrary terminologies to label yourself as in terms of your energy. Like, bro, just stop worrying about what you should look like or act like to be a man and just be a man. It's not that difficult. At least with Islam, it's not that difficult.
Yeah, and to what Rami was saying, it's all cyclical. It all continues in this cycle. And like, think about it. Why do people feel the need to do all these things? Like you said, why do we have these desires like this? Like, why do we desire to look better? Why do we desire to have more money, to have power and all this stuff? Because we feel inferior. We feel incomplete. There's something inside of us that is looking for that fulfillment to be complete. And so we go into something and then it's cyclical, right? And then let's say you have someone who's average at best, whether that be a man or a woman. Like, bro, if they were in Islam, they would understand what's actually going on, right? Like they understand there's a greater purpose. They understand there's a reason for this, right? And if someone is unattractive, that is their struggle. That is something that they have to get past. And if someone is super attractive, that is something that they have to get past, because you could link it to the same thing. If someone's unattractive, you could link it to having scarcity. And if someone is attractive, you could link it to having abundance. And we all know that abundance is a bigger test than scarcity.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
100%, bro. 100%. And like, you guys don't have to take our advice. You do realize that, like, all we're trying to do is try to be that older brother that we wish we had, essentially. Like, you don't have to take our advice. We're telling you, like, it's not always about women. Now, we're not saying the opposite. We're not saying it's never about looks or being with a woman who's pleasing to your eyes. No one's saying that at all either. But imagine having a girl that you think is a 10 and everything's good, the intimacy's good, but it's not going to be fulfilling at the end of the day if she's not on beam and she doesn't respect you and your leadership, like as a man. So at the end of the day, you could have that by all means. You could do the opposite of what we're saying. You could waste time and you could sin and you can go even deeper into your degenerate lifestyle, or you could realize, okay, nah, like there's these rules for a reason. And if your fitrah is corrupted or you don't know what the hell we're talking about, go to our playlist New to Islam, start with episode 1, and God willing, you are guided to the truth.
Yeah, inshallah. I just want to add one last thing to that. I think that's essentially what Muhammad Najab was saying at the end, because it's not going to fulfill you. This rat race and it's circular for a reason. It's never going to fulfill you. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I'm paraphrasing a bit, but He says in the Quran, basically, whoever forgets Allah, indeed they will have a depressing life, because the way you were created was with one purpose. We all have the instinct of sanctification, to sanctify something, to worship something, to look up to something out of respect and the look at the greatness of that. Now sometimes, most of the time, it's one's self, their desires, what they want. Sometimes it's other people looking up to greatness in others, but it's so rare that you look to the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you worship Him. That's what He was saying at the end, because that's what's going to give you fulfillment. You will never truly be content until you worship Allah and submit to Him alone, because that's exactly what you're created to do. And if you think you were created to go in this rat race and run around in circles trying to get money to get women and get women to get money and blah, 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 so on and so forth, you're going to die a very, very, very lonely death. And that's the only true form of loneliness, when you're in the grave and the only thing you have to accompany you is your bad deeds and the life that you wasted away.
Bro, Islam will never be the same as Red Pill, and Red Pill will never be the same as Islam. Like, we have ghira, we have protective jealousy over women folk, but your Red Pill, your dayuth, you're gonna read some Red Pill scripture by some artist or some author that says, don't ever show your woman you're jealous. So your girl comes and she says, or your wife, but you might be dating around if you're Red Pill and not Muslim, and she's gonna say, hey, I'm gonna go to the club, babe, and you're gonna feel that your fitrah, what's supposed to be functioning in order, it's gonna make you jealous. It's gonna make you not want to let her go. You're gonna read one of Rollo Tomasi's books telling you let her go, and then you're gonna be that Red Pill, I guess, noob in your house, crying, like a little kid, wondering where she is and why she hasn't texted you back. And essentially, why even go through that situation? Why even make yourself not want to seem insecure? Just, bro, like, speak your truth. Like, just be Muslim. It's simple.
Yeah, 100%.
But I think that's enough.
Yeah.
If y'all made it this far, go ahead and hashtag hijab 10.
Yeah, and may Allah grant all of you guys a wonderful and blessed life in this dunya and in the hereafter, and give you khira for your women folk and for the deen. And that's all I gotta say. Smash that like button. Rami, do your thing, bro.
With that being said, اللهم آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
I think there's another thing too. It's the perseverance aspect too. Like, we're more willing to stick through with things that we set out with an intention.
It's impossible to have empathy for others if you're not patient. So may Allah bless you for that.
First off, I'm gonna agree with the fact that the whole thing you said about friends, where it's like if they're affecting you more than you're affecting them, then you should probably get some new friends.
You want to be investing in stocks, shares, bonds. You want to be investing in crypto, because there's this thing called inflation, which means every year that passes by, the value of a dollar goes lower and lower and lower. And the reason being is because they're printing more money, right? That's why money is haram. At least the paper money is haram.
Provided that you're actually there and you're being a good father and the mother's being a good mother, best conditions.
And behind the mic, Hamza, Andreas, Zortsis, we will go in with our final 3 with brother Anghel, inshallah.
Inshallah, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
It's not just a responsibility on you, it's responsibility on all the children, especially your father.
In our private area is very elastic, and yeah, if you go too fast, the skin will literally crease up into like the edge of like the little clipper things, and you will literally clip your skin. You don't want to be on YouTube or the internet or anything that amount of time, but it's the fact is that's what we're doing.
Mm-hmm. Mm.